Lucille Ball.
Hello. I just have to get this off my chest because this episode of television has been seared into my brain for almost my entire life, or half my life actually. Let's not go crazy here. So I have to share it with you all. So when I was a kid going to school, I'd get up early in the morning and I'd go sit on my couch, and sometimes we would put on DVDs of old TV shows. That would be what I would watch in the morning to kind of wake me up. And I guess it was like that half asleep, half awake days that made it just like remembering every word of every moment of all of those shows that I would watch. And also I'd watch them like every day, just over and over and over again. But this one episode of The Lucy Show just absolutely shifted the atmosphere. It shifted my atmosphere, actually. It was an amazing episode of television, so we need to experience it together.
The Lucy Show. Starring Lucille Ball.
This show is not to be confused with I Love Lucy, which I guess was like the most popular, even though I never really watched that. I always watched episodes of The Lucy Show because that's what were on the DVD. This was after I Love Lucy. This was in 1966. If you don't know who Lucille Ball is, then I don't know what to say to you, honestly. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, what can I say? She was super famous, you know, sitcom star, comedian, amazing woman. On I Love Lucy, she was like the housewife. On The Lucy Show, she had a job and she was just getting into her own little shenanigans. Let's just go through this episode, and at the end there may be a surprise. I haven't done it, so I don't know if there will be, but I'm hoping there will be some kind of surprise. So the premise of this episode is that Lucy is wanting some new furniture, but it's gonna cost her $1,500, which back in the 60s, probably about $1 million.
Yes, I picked it all out yesterday, Mary Jane. The most beautiful furniture you've ever seen in your life. Yes, it's expensive, $1,500, but I can pay it off in 3 years.
So she has to get someone to co-sign a contract because she wants to pay it off in 3 years. So she asked her amazing, lovable boss, Mr. Mooney, to co-sign this contract.
Well, all I have to do is get Mr. Mooney to co-sign it for me. Oh, come on. Now, he can take it out of my salary, and that way I'll be sure of my job.
Mr. Mooney, her boss, he's mean to her. That's kind of like their dynamic. He's mean to her, but she's just like the silly, goofy girly.
Oh, yes, Mr. Mooney's a wonderful man when you get to know him.
But I think deep down, Mr. Mooney really likes her and like cares for her. It's kind of similar to on Drake and Josh, Helen and Josh, where Helen is like, she just absolutely does not like Josh. But I think Lucy and Mr. Mooney, there's just a little more like lovable like banter.
Well, I don't know what I'd do around here without you.
You'd goof off all day long, that's what you'd do.
Mr. Mooney refuses to co-sign for her.
I need a co-signer, and I thought maybe you...
Me!
So then Colonel Bailey, a businessman, people were clapping. I don't know who this man is. I probably should have done some research if I didn't know who it was, but you know in the sitcom where like a celebrity walks in the door and everyone's like, whoa! And like a lot of the time we don't know who it is, at least for me.
Colonel Bailey here.
Like on episodes of shows that I used to watch, it would always be celebrities from like a generation before mine. And so I had no idea who they were until I got older and like saw more movies and things. And I look back and I'm like, oh, so that was an applausible moment. An applausible moment.
Good to see you. How do you feel? I couldn't feel better if I was a sprig of mint swimming in a tall frosty julep.
So Colonel Bailey is a businessman and he comes by Mr. Mooney's office with an investment proposal for Mr. Mooney because it seems like Mr. Mooney has invested in some of his business ventures before, like pickles. But this time, it's Bailey's beans.
Bailey's barbecued beans. Beans? Beans.
So he proposes this to Mr. Mooney, and the beans have a money-back guarantee. It's the best beans you ever ate, or double your money back.
The best beans you ever ate, or double your money back.
That's a big promise. That is a really big promise. Even though I'm pretty sure that's incorrect grammar, but I won't say anything, I won't say anything, I won't say anything. But the Bailey's Beans song is kind of a bop. It's like, Bailey's Beans, Bailey's Beans,
Price for folks of every means. Fix up my
Bailey's Beans. I don't know the words. So Lucy comes back in. She's been out of the room this whole time. But Lucy comes back in. She sees the sign and she's like,
Ha! That is a ridiculous statement.
I don't believe that, because the best beans I ever ate, my mother made.
Certainly aren't the best beans I ever ate, I can tell you that.
Don't bother telling me, because I'm busy doing other things.
Best beans I ever ate, my mother baked.
And also, Mr. Mooney, he's your quintessential cheap boss. He works at a bank, you know. Every penny must be accounted for.
It is never okay to waste money.
Oh, it's only a penny.
Only a penny.
He's kind of like Mr. Krabs. They kind of give the same vibe. This show is kind of like SpongeBob in a way, because Lucy, you could say, is kind of similar to SpongeBob. I don't think anyone has ever said that sentence. Ever. But Mr. Mooney starts telling Lucy how if she saved 1 penny and doubled it every day for 19 days, she would have way more than she needed for the furniture.
You're kidding. You mean if I doubled a penny 19 times, I'd have $1,500?
You would have more than $1,500.
I tried to do the math. Kind of, not really. I gave up really quickly. I saw a comment, because this episode is on YouTube, that said it's $2,621.44 in 18 days. But he said 19 days, so I'm like, how much was it for 19 days? But it's way more than she would have needed. But I'm like, how much is Lucy making to, like, would she be able to save that much? Like, I don't know, this is a sitcom. We don't think about things. You have to keep it very surface level when you're talking about sitcoms, and that's why I love them. So Lucy gets the bright idea. Well, first she donates all of her furniture to charity. She's like, I'm for sure getting this new furniture from this bright idea, so y'all go ahead and take my furniture.
I'm just sorry that my furniture isn't in better condition.
Oh, that's all right. Our charity is donating it to another charity.
So she tells her friend Mary Jane about her ingenious plan to buy a can of Bailey's beans.
Now look, I have the most fantastic idea you ever heard of. And it's so simple it scares me. All your ideas scare me.
In this scene, she's talking about how it would be 25 cents.
All we have to do is buy 1 can of beans for 25 cents. Take it back, and we get 50 cents. 50 cents? That's right. Double your money back. Oh, yeah.
You know, just keep going and going until she has enough money for her furniture. Genius. Women in STEM. But they can't just go to one store or they'll get suspicious. So Lucy and Mary Jane, she gets Mary Jane in on this too. They go around to different grocery stores in the area and swindle their way into returning all these cans of beans, and it is working. It's working for her.
You know, this is our 4th market, and so far it's working like a charm.
It sure is. It seems like Christmas.
Yeah, and here's our Santa Claus.
The managers were a little suspicious. Like, they'd have a little moment of being like, like, why are you bringing in 3 carts of beans?
Tell me one thing, lady. If you didn't like these beans, why did you buy so many?
The price was right.
But the sign, that was their fault. honestly, I blame Colonel Bailey. I blame him because he didn't have any fine print. He could have said, oh, but only up to this many beans. No. So she was just doing what she had to do. So the managers were a little suspicious, but they had to keep their promise. So it ended up working like a charm. Back at Bailey's Beans warehouse, they start getting a little confused because the charts of their sales is going up and down, up and down, up and down.
We've been shipping beans into that area for 3 weeks now, but the chart goes up and down, up and down. It looks like a ride at Disneyland.
So drastically, but he's selling beans. He's selling a lot of them, but then he's losing a lot of money, which is like what Lucy's doing, but they don't know that. And Mr. Mooney is also upset because he has invested $5,000 into this company. Like that, it did not take much convincing for him to invest in this company. I guess because they had a business history together and he trusted him, but
I put $5,000 in this bogus bean business. I expect to make money. Now, Theodore, ain't gonna do no good you standing there cackling like a hen laying a square egg.
But then, suddenly, a miracle. 3,000 cans were just sold in just one area, too. I wonder how that could have happened.
This is the breakthrough I've been waiting for.
Now, this is the scene that has been seared into my brain for all these years. So Lucy's home is now filled to the brim with boxes of these Bailey's beans. 3,000 cans to be exact. $1,500 when she returns all of them. I didn't think I'd be doing this much math. There was a lot of math happening in this episode.
3,000 cans of beans. English translation, $1,500. Isn't that great?
So then, Lucy in her big brain, she goes over to the boxes. They don't have any furniture. So she goes over to the boxes and uses her magic.
I think our warehouse needs a woman's touch.
To turn these boxes into furniture. And Mary Jane makes her little chair too, out of boxes.
Oh, this is great.
She turns the boxes into a couch, puts pillows on there, has a little plant, a lamp, everything.
It's easy to relax when you know how.
And somehow makes boxes look really comfortable and made me really want furniture made out of boxes for a little bit. I remember like when I moved, I was like, you know what? It's okay that my couch isn't here. If y'all remember the couch saga, I didn't have a couch, but I was like, you know what? It's okay. I can make a couch out of boxes, but I never did it. So at this point, they've hit every store in the area. So Lucy decides to go straight to the warehouse.
Well, now, we're not going to hit any more stores. We're going to zero in on the factory.
Bailey's Beans Warehouse. She wants to go there to return all of the beans. So she calls up one of her friends that works for a construction business and she's like, hey, can you help me out? And they're like, yeah. No questions asked, they help her.
You mean I can have it today? Oh, thank you. You're a pussycat. Bye.
Lucy shows up to the warehouse and she asks for a refund to Colonel Bailey himself.
Colonel Beauregard Bailey.
Colonel Beauregard Bailey, well, I do declare.
Because of course she tells him, my mother's were the best beans I ever ate.
But you've never tasted my mama's beans. And they're the best I ever ate.
Now, we're not trying to put mamas out of business.
She acts like she's gonna return one can of beans, but little does he know.
I do have a few more cans outside.
Then she comes in on a forklift, carrying many of the boxes of beans, not even a tenth of the boxes probably.
You just make that check out for $1,500.
$1,500? 3,000 cash.
And silliness ensues. And it looks like it's her actually riding the forklift. So even after all that, Lucy gets her check. Yes, she does. Lucy gets her check. And she comes home to Mary Jane. $1,500 from Mr. Bailey himself.
Mary Jane, I have it. Oh, there you are. $1,500. Wow!
They've spent so long on this bean excursion that they've forgotten to buy groceries.
Oh, I'm starved.
Well, the only thing I can find in the house is the glass of milk.
I'll drink it.
I drank it.
Nothing to eat except for 1 can of Bailey's beans. Bailey's barbecue.
The only other thing I found was a can of beans.
I'm so hungry I'll eat anything. Thank you.
When the furniture comes, we'll go marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. These are the best beans she's ever eaten in her whole life.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Lucy, what's the matter?
These are the best beans I ever ate in my whole life.
She rips up the check. Girly Lucy.
Oh, dear. Oh.
Lucy, what are you doing?
Oh, I can't take the money. I can't take the money.
I thought it was funny because this is where she draws the line. So Mr. Mooney and Colonel Bailey show up at her house and they're like, "What have you done?"
Mrs. Carmine!
But Lucy immediately is like, "These are the best beans I've ever eaten, so take your money. I've ripped up the check. I'm so sorry."
Here's your check, Colonel. I can't take your money.
How come?
Because it's true. These are the best beans I ever ate in my whole life.
And then Colonel Bailey, being the Mr. Bailey's barbecue beans that he is, says, "I'll pay for your furniture."
How about that for a testimonial?
Because of her amazing testimonial, how for so long she was just so adamant about her mother's beans being the best beans she's ever ate. And I'm guessing her mother is no longer living, so she may be rolling over in her grave at this point. So I don't know how she feels about that one. And Lucy becomes the face of Bailey's Beans, aka Bailey's Bean Queen.
From now on, you're gonna be known as Bailey's Bean Queen.
And everything ends happily as all sitcoms do, which is why I love them, all wrapped up in a nice bow of happiness.
Bailey's beans, Bailey's beans.
Do you understand what I mean now? Like, it gave me 2 visceral reactions. Look at my fingers. 2. 2. It made me want baked beans so bad, even though it was 6 a.m. when I was watching this. I was like, I want baked beans for breakfast. I'm British now. I want baked beans and toast for breakfast. I don't care. And also, furniture made out of boxes. Beans and a box couch. That's all I wanted. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. So, we're gonna make that dream come true today. Let's go build this couch and eat some baked beans, I guess. We don't have Bailey's beans, but I know what other kind we can get that possibly may be named after someone else we may know. I got some boxes, so I'm gonna build up these boxes. You can do it. You can do it. We'll see if we can make a couch. Where am I gonna put all these boxes when I'm done? We won't worry about that right now. This will probably be like a sped up thing because I doubt it'll be very interesting and engaging. Oh, let's get started. It doesn't look very started. It's not. gotta figure out how to make it into a couch. Okay. There, we're getting somewhere. Okay. Okay. Look at that. It looks like Slay. Okay. Okay. But I need one more thing before I can sit on it. Oh, got some Bush's baked beans named after me. I've never tried them like straight out of the can. Okay, that's good. I was scared for no reason. Those are the best beans I ever ate. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I can sit on it. True test. Oh, I can kind of sit on it if I'm like sitting like right in between two boxes. Just chilling. Don't pay attention to the tape tearing. Maybe if I distribute my weight. Oh, yay! My childhood dreams have come true. Bailey's beans, something different means. The YouTube channel that makes dreams come true. This was actually really special. I'm being actually serious.